General Colin Powell, the influential former Secretary of State and Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, who played a pivotal policy role during the administration of President George Bush, died on Monday at 84 from complications related to COVID-19, his family announced. Powell, the first black Secretary of State, served in Bush cabinet from 2001 to 2005 during the tumultuous years following the September 11 terrorist attack. The State Department described Powell, a Republican, as being one of the foremost supporters of taking swift military action against Al-Qaeda. Powell demanded immediate cooperation from Afghanistan and Pakistan in the United States effort to hunt down those responsible for the attack. By 2003, when the Bush administration focus had expanded to Iraq, Powell pushed for United Nations inspection to investigate claims that Saddam Hussein was manufacturing weapons of mass destruction. Powell presented intelligence to the United Nations in February 2003.
By the time he retired from the military, he was arguably the most respected and celebrated American in uniform. At that time, he received his second Presidential Medal of Freedom, this time from President Clinton, who said at the medal ceremony, "Today, a grateful nation observes the end of a distinguished career and celebrates 35 years of service and victory. A victory for the United States military that gave young Colin Powell a chance to learn and to grow and to lead. A victory for the military and political leaders who continue to elevate him based on their complete confidence and sheer respect. A victory for a nation well served. And in a larger sense, a victory for the American dream, for the principle that in our nation, people can rise as far as their talent, their capacities, their dreams, and their discipline will carry them." After that career, Colin Powell could have enjoyed a quieter life, maybe dedicating himself full-time to the organization he founded, America's Promise, to help young people from underrepresented communities like the one where he grew up. Instead, he started a new career in diplomacy. And I believe Secretary Powell's years as a soldier are what made him such an exceptional diplomat. He knew that war and military action should always be a last resort. And to make that so, we need our diplomacy to be as robust and well-resourced as possible. He called for increased funding for state, which then, as now, was just a fraction of the Pentagon's budget. He modernized the State Department, putting a computer on every desk. And he believed deeply that America was an exceptional nation, that we could and should lead with confidence and humility, and that the world was safer when the United States was engaged and its allies and partners were united. Future military leaders and diplomats will study Colin Powell's work, like the Powell Doctrine, that hammered out criteria for when and how the United States should use force, and his support for expeditionary diplomacy, diplomats and military working together to bring stability to high-threat environments. He was a man of ideas, but he wasn't ideological. He was constantly listening, learning, adapting. He could admit mistakes. It was just another example of his integrity. As is probably evident by now, I was a huge admirer of Secretary Powell. I always will be. And he was very generous with me. This past 4th of July, we spent a few precious hours together, talking about the State Department, discussing all the challenges we're confronting around the world. Two things were clear. Secretary Powell's depth of knowledge about world events was unmatched, and he loved the State Department and wanted it to thrive. So today is a sad day for us here at State, especially for all those who worked for and with Secretary Powell and will never forget the experience. Our thoughts are with Alma Powell and the entire family today, to everyone who loved him. Colin Powell dedicated his extraordinary life to public service because he never stopped believing in America. And we believe in America in no small part because it helped produce someone like Colin Powell.